Hey, my name is Star. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to follow me on my social media. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. See that? That's a penis in a jar. Alright, let's talk about the cancellation of Love Letter. Uh, for those of you guys who haven't seen the other video I made on Love Letter and Yandere Simulator called Love Letter versus the Yandere Sim, um, Love Letter has been canceled. Dr. Apes has canceled the project. If you don't know who Dr. Apes is, he's the one who created Love Letter. And if you guys don't know how like Yandere Dev has done a bunch of like toxic shit and like started a bunch of shit and stuff. Well, Dr. Apes is apparently a whole lot worse than Yandere Dev. Apparently, he's also a child predator on the internet too. Yay! That is lovely. Now we got two famous child predators on the internet. Not just one, but now two. That is amazing. No, actually, not really. That's absolutely horrible. But yeah, Love Letter was canceled. Dr. Apes had apparently actually lied about the time frame he was working on it. He said that he was only working on it for a few months as of this year, but in actuality, he had actually been working on it ever since he was 15. And also, he treated all the staff that he was working with, like all the people he hired and stuff, horribly, like absolutely horribly. And like the lead voice actress, I think it was either the lead voice actress or one of the side voice actresses, straight up left the game because she could not take the way he was treating her anymore. Like, she could not put up with it anymore. Like, it was very bad. And 3 other people left the game because they were doxxed. Dr. Apes was doxxed, but thankfully well, actually not thankfully, the person who doxxed him got the wrong information, but for most of the staff, the doxer did not get the wrong information. Most of the staff that were working on Love Letter had been doxed. So a bunch of other people left the project. Dr. Apes basically photoshopped a Discord chat and made it look like that him and Yandere Dev were talking and that Yandere Dev blackmailed him, even though Yandere Dev did not blackmail him. It was proven false, not only by Yandere Dev. Yandere Dev had like never really ever talked to Dr. Apes. Like, he was like, I didn't know that he didn't have that he had a Discord. Which at first nobody believed Yandere Dev, but for once Yandere Dev actually told the truth. Yandere Dev appears to be turning his shit around, I guess. I really hope he's turning his act around and like changing his attitude and everything and changing his ways, because now would be the right time. Because now it's either A, he continues his horrible ways of like treating people badly and being a pedophile, or B, he changes his ways and becomes a good person. As for Dr. Apes, he had apparently gone after a 14-year-old girl who was a fan of him and like basically asked for explicit images, but she managed to get screenshots and basically exposed him before he could do anything to her, thankfully, which is the smart idea. So if you guys get random messages asking for like pics and stuff and you're under the age of 18, just screenshot them and put them on blast in the public eye. That's what I did. Whenever I got messages like that, I usually put them on blast in the public. So yeah, because then I can use my platform to warn other people about that shit. And yeah, according to other creators like Peppermint Loser, and other creators and stuff, Dr. Apes tried to also like justify treating people badly by saying he has mental health issues, and I'm like, a sweetheart, I have mental health issues and I don't treat people I'm working with badly. First of all. Second of all, you're just straight up gaslighting people, which is not okay by any means at all. And also, the reason why Love Letter also failed a lot faster than Yandere Sim is at least Yandere Dev treats his stuff not necessarily good, but a hell of a lot better than Dr. Apes did treat his staff, from what I understand. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. And also, as for the characters, the people who created the characters did not know that they were gonna lose the rights to them if they like basically gave Dr. Apes permission to put them in Love Letter. And a lot of them freaked out and like flipped out and stuff, and I'm like, dude, if you're gonna make a character for a video game, you're making it for this person, not for yourself. For the person working on the game, not yourself. Okay? Like, I've made characters for people before, and I understand what it means to give up a character, pretty much. If you get too attached to a character, just simply call it off before it's too late. Because if you don't, you'll lose rights to that character, pretty much. I know that I've created several characters for people in the past. I don't anymore because of bad experience I had with that, where like somebody basically got super mad when I didn't understand the wording of what they wanted. And I'm like, dude, I'm intellectually disabled. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to talk to me differently than most people. But we're not talking about my experience. We're talking about these people's experiences. As for the staff who worked on Love Letter, I am so sorry that Apes treated you badly, and I hope that you guys will like find someone else to work with who's a better person, basically. Oh yeah, and also, Apes had actually worked on one other game in the past called Heartbreak, which is similar to Love Letter and Yandere Simulator. And that project was a fail, and he used to go by a different name. At the time, he went by Narwhal or something like that. And Heartbreak was apparently a failure because of the same exact reasons I'm mentioning here. Yeah, so Dr. Apes is planning on working on an entirely different genre of games. However, I don't think he's cut up for the game developer field. That field, from what I understand from what the amount of research I did for the videos I'll be making, is extremely high stress. Like, it's actually considered one of the highest stress fields. And it takes a lot of balls to be able to handle being a game developer. And also you have to have not only one, but like 3 college degrees for it. I think you have to have like mathematics degree, computer science degree, and software developer degree. I believe you have to have those 3 degrees to work as a game developer, because you have to have a math degree of some sort. I don't know which one. You have to have a computer science degree and a program developer degree. Basically, you have to be really freaking smart to be a game developer. Not only smart, but you have to have a lot of mental stamina to be able to handle being a game developer. If you don't have all two of those, I'm sorry, but you can't do that field because it requires a lot of mental stability. Sorry, the recording stopped. And also, you have to plan accordingly. You can't just randomly release multiple character designs and be like, okay, this is a design, and then like a couple days later, nope, this is the official character design. Like, no, you have to draft your character designs, make multiple drafts, and then pick out the best one. Once you pick out the best design, put it out to the public and make sure it stays that way. It stays the same design. You can't just randomly change a character's design, because then the fan base will become pretty pissed off if you just keep changing it like crazy. And yeah. And Dr. Ape has made that mistake, changing Bo-chan's design like 8 million times before the final design was like finalized. Yeah. Like, it's one thing if, like, you're not actually wanting the game to be taken seriously. Like, if it's just like a sandbox game or just a game that casual gamers play. But it's a whole nother thing if you want the game to be taken seriously and stuff, you know? And Dr. Apes clearly did not understand that. And as for the people who created the characters, they didn't understand that they were basically giving up their characters legally. They were legally giving up the rights to their own characters by giving it to someone else to use. It's one thing if you're collabing with someone, but yeah. So don't get attached to characters that you make for someone else. Like, just don't. That's like a huge no when it comes to making OCs for other people. Like, you cannot afford to get attached to them. But yeah. You just don't do that. You just don't do that. And now the final thing I will pretty much say on the subject matter is the way the fan base also treated each other. Not only that, but also the developers, the voice actors, and all that. The fan base was pretty toxic too. The fan base were basically sending death threats to each other and like telling each other to off themselves and like basically harassing artists that are less experienced and all that. And I'm like, whoa, the last time I saw a fan base that toxic was the FNAF fan base. And I left that fan base / fandom because of that. Because of how toxic the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom got that I left, because it was doing damage to my mental health. And that's why I also left the Love Letter fandom as well as the Yansim fandom, because they were doing damage to my mental health and I had to leave. Because other people were like treating me badly in that community, in those two communities. Actually free. And that's for anybody who are going into the gaming development field. Know your limits. Like, know your limits, please. I am begging you. I don't want you guys to be in a nasty situation similar to either Yandere devs or Dr. Apez's situation. Like, please, 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 please be careful with who you get involved with. Be careful of who you talk to and all that. Just be very, very, very careful. Like, I'm begging you, please be careful. And yeah, so my name is Star, and I'm out. Later.
Don't know why I said the things I said to you. Caught up in the moment, I was ignorant. I thought I had to make you see things from my side. Laying down my pride, I need to tell